to take his properties, including this apartment behind me. Aaron?
Damn, Floyd Mayweather, Money Mayweather. Why they got you up under the gun again on $25 million in taxes? Hey man, you know, stuff about to get real for you, Floyd, man.
Hey, Money Mayweather, Floyd, don't think you gonna surprise me with that big tractor trailer with all them cars on it. I done seen your cars. I done seen them.
Floyd Mayweather is reportedly in full panic mode after his assets were frozen in connection with a staggering $42 million fraud claim. Despite the headlines, Mayweather continues to insist that he's fully up to date on his taxes, blaming the situation on what he describes as a biased and one-sided media attack. According to Mayweather, the allegations against him have been wildly exaggerated and fueled by misleading reports that paint an incomplete picture of his financial affairs. He firmly denies any wrongdoing and maintains that the story has spiraled out of control due to sensationalized coverage, not actual financial mismanagement.
Especially when it comes to the media in this country. While everyone is counting my money and assuming the worst, these are the facts. Uncle Sam received $26 million from me in 2015. What else could they possibly want? I'm sure I would have been notified much sooner if there were any real discrepancies, right? Bottom line, everybody just wants to be part of the Money May show, including the IRS. That's fine. You can crunch numbers all day, but in the end, my empire is rock solid and intact. Now calculate that. #TMT, #Floyd Mayweather.
Rapper and entrepreneur Rick Ross didn't hold back when he recently took a subtle jab at Floyd Mayweather's current financial situation. Ross mocked Mayweather for no longer showing off his signature luxury cars, a behavior that was once a defining part of the boxer's public image. This pointed observation highlights what many believe is a shift in Mayweather's lifestyle, possibly reflecting deeper financial troubles. Behind the flash and fame, Mayweather's love for extravagant purchases has reportedly caught up with him in the form of massive tax bills that he allegedly failed to properly account for. While he paraded his exotic car fleet, designer watches, and opulent mansions to the world, it appears he was neglecting the heavy tax burdens tied to those indulgences. This oversight has now placed him in a vulnerable financial position, suggesting that his obsession with luxury and status may have eclipsed the more essential responsibility of maintaining long-term financial health.
Floyd Mayweather is about to pay $2 billion to purchase a sports team and may never have to pay taxes again. The tax code offers these super wealthy so many methods to erase their income through deductions, and none is better than purchasing a sports team. Buying a sports team is like buying a unicorn real estate property. The value is always going to go up, the owner is going to make money, but on their tax return they're going to use a strategy to report that they're losing money. See, the owner is actually allowed to write off the entire cost of the sports team against future income. This will allow Floyd to pay less in taxes. It's called amortization, which is very similar to depreciation. But if Floyd ever decides to sell the team, then the taxes will be owed. Who cares then? Because the taxes he was supposed to pay during those years, he's going to take that money, reinvest it for personal profit. See you, Floyd. Hit your boy up if you need help with taxes. My name is Duke, and I make taxes very easy to understand. Give me a follow to stay educated.
As news of Mayweather's financial troubles gained momentum, he attempted to put the rumors to rest by announcing that he had made a $26 million payment to the IRS. While this seemed like a step toward clearing his name, it only intensified the public debate. Financial analysts and fans alike began questioning whether the payment actually covered his full tax liabilities or if it was merely a fraction of what he owed. Some speculated that the figure was presented to control the narrative without fully resolving the deeper financial issues lurking beneath the surface.
He replies to them by showing on Instagram $26 million, a payment he made to the IRS. By the way, nothing makes your tax payment look shadier than when you're just holding up cash.
Right.
That's not a good look for the IRS. But he showed his actual, I mean, $26 million.
They just pay him. Like, I don't know why, like, he's mad at the media. It's like, oh, you guys are making things up. No, it's leaked that you asked to pay after this fight. Like, you make all this money. If I was Mayweather, not only would I pay them on time, the IRS, I'd tip them. I'd be like, hey, here's what I owe you. Here's a little bit. Get your woman something nice, all right? How was Christmas for your kids? Oh, you're Jewish? Convert just for this Christmas.
Adding to Mayweather's mounting financial pressures is the revelation that he's carrying massive debts, including more than $33 million owed to boxer Gervonta Davis and additional unpaid obligations in Dubai. Rather than slowing down, Mayweather has continued his high-stakes spending spree, most notably with the purchase of a $42 million asset that has further fueled scrutiny of his financial decisions. Critics argue that this pattern of making extravagant purchases while his debts remain unresolved highlights a concerning lack of financial planning and long-term vision.
Damn Floyd Mayweather, Money Mayweather. Why they got you up under the gun again on $25 million in taxes? Hey man, you know, stuff about to get real for you, Floyd, man. Because you already owe Gervonta Davis $33 million that you ain't paid him. Do anybody find it strange that your boy Floyd is on all the IRS money, on Dubai money, on Gervonta Davis money, but yet we have all this stuff, all that flash that y'all see, but y'all realize, man, he get a lot of that stuff free. Now, guys, I'm not hating because that is my favorite boxer, man. And like I said, I'm born and raised in Las Vegas, and I love his grind. He's a hell of a fighter, but man, hey, man, let the chips fall where they may, man. Everybody can get it on my channel. I'm just putting out that news, man, like the feds is putting it out there because the feds is all in that, man, business right there, man. How you on all these millions? But, man, stay tuned.
Insiders close to Mayweather's business operations report that his monthly spending significantly outpaces his income, a dangerous imbalance for even the wealthiest athletes. His relentless pursuit of luxury, ranging from high-end cars and private jets to sprawling estates, has reportedly strained his cash flow to the breaking point. Those familiar with his financial habits claim that Mayweather frequently overlooks his tax obligations while basking in his opulent lifestyle, a habit that has now come back to haunt him as tax authorities and creditors close in.
Look, man, you know, we both made some real money, but you know, you start burning through, you make $2-3 million a year, you burning through $100,000 a month. You ain't really got that much money.
He probably spending way more than that.
No, I'm talking regular dudes. We
I see what you're
say
saying.
we made $3 million, we burning through $100,000 a month. We really don't got no paper like that saved up.
That's a fact.
So even if he's making $100 million, if he's burning through $5, $6, $7 million a month, you still got taxes, you still got responsibilities. So I don't know nobody's bag, but you know, me and you, we real. We never count nobody's paper. So
not at all.
I hope he got $10 billion. And I hope he get out of his problem.
That's a fact, because you would figure he should be able to just cash him out. Like whatever the tab is, you know, he should be able to wire that.
I think he could do that with no problem. I think he got all the money in the world.
Despite his growing financial controversies, Floyd Mayweather has continued making bold claims about his wealth, famously stating that he earns $3 million every month, more, he insists, than tech billionaire Bill Gates. However, financial experts across the board have dismissed these boasts as wildly unrealistic and disconnected from the hard financial realities that even the richest athletes face. The gap between Mayweather's public persona and his actual financial stability is becoming harder to ignore.
And Floyd Mayweather says he makes $300 million a month, which is $3.6 billion a year. He makes more money than Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, all of those guys. So I say all that to say this. The money that Canelo was looking for, you know, they can easily come up with that money. Floyd Mayweather got it.
Well, listen, let me put it this way to you. If he makes, what did he say, $300 million a month?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm 6'4" and 240. And I know I'm 5'8" and a half and 240. So there you go. There's no way. If he makes $3 million a month on his investments, that's a lot. $36 million a year. That's a lot. So I know guys that are worth, $500-600 million, plenty of them, and they don't make $36 million a year, let alone $300 million a month. So there you go.
In a particularly extravagant display, Mayweather reportedly spent an astonishing $5 million in a single week, acquiring multiple buildings and purchasing a new private jet. This jaw-dropping spending spree quickly drew public scrutiny, especially as it coincided with the increasing spotlight on his unresolved tax problems. To some, these over-the-top purchases seem like an attempt to maintain his image of wealth and invincibility. But to others, they signal financial recklessness that could push Mayweather into even deeper trouble.
In 1996, a con man bought the New York Islanders with fake documents and a fax machine. This is the story of one of the craziest scams in sports history. It all starts with this guy, John Spano Jr. He ran a company called Bison Group in Dallas, Texas. They leased and financed equipment, nothing major, but he was the type of guy to make it seem like they were managing hundreds of millions of dollars. In reality, he was worth less than $5 million. But John always dreamed of being a billionaire, and his way to become one was own a sports team. So in 1995, he positioned himself as a local wealthy businessman and approached the Dallas Stars ownership group as a new potential buyer. The Stars did some basic due diligence and found out that he really didn't have as much money as he was claiming, and then they just dismissed him. So then John tries again, but this time he chooses a brand new franchise, the Florida Panthers, and he actually almost bought the Panthers. But after the owners asked for more thorough financials, the deal fell through. Which brings us to 1996 and the New York Islanders. The owner at the time, John Pickett, was desperate to move the team. He bought the team during a dynasty where they won 4 Stanley Cups in a row during the early 80s. Since then, the team was on a steep decline, losing millions a year. In the early 90s, Pickett tried to sell the team, but every time it fell through. Then out of nowhere, here comes the mysterious business tycoon, John Spano, here to save the franchise. And this time Spano came prepared with fake financial documents, phony businesses, and forged letters of credit to look legit. He said all the right things, he looked the part, and Pickett was so desperate to sell the team, he did for $165 million. And with no one really looking too deep into it, even the NHL approved him. The wild part is, he was given full control of the team without even making a payment. For 4 months, Spano acted as a legit owner, sat in on GM meetings, signed players, traded players, and even took interviews as the owner. However, the lies did catch up to him. Spano misses his first payment and he blames it on the bank. Then he misses a second payment and now everyone starts digging into his life. Turns out he didn't have any money at all. All of his bank statements were fake, and even his financial advisors were just his friends pretending. Once the truth broke, the whole deal was void. Spano was later arrested and sentenced 71 months in federal prison. Now, something like this would never happen today, but it is pretty wild that Spano owned an NHL team for 4 months with no money.
Mayweather's most recent investment, a series of real estate acquisitions in New York City, has raised serious questions among both financial insiders and fans. With his ongoing financial struggles widely reported, many are baffled as to why he would make such substantial purchases at this point in his career. Observers speculate whether these acquisitions are sound investments or yet another example of Mayweather chasing flashy assets without considering the long-term financial consequences. Given his current situation, critics argue that the timing of these deals couldn't be more questionable.
Yes, Floyd Mayweather has reportedly acquired 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan, spending approximately $402 million. This substantial investment was made through his real estate firm, Vada Properties, and is intended to expand his portfolio in New York City real estate market. Mayweather has expressed that this purchase holds significant personal meaning, reflecting his humble beginnings and desire to provide affordable housing options. He stated, "Growing up, I used to dream about owning just one home by myself. When you work hard, you can achieve anything. However, it's important to note that while Mayweather has announced this acquisition, some reports suggest that property records do not yet confirm the transfer of ownership. Experts speculate that he may have acquired a minority stake with options for future expansion rather than full ownership of all 62 buildings outright. In summary, Floyd Mayweather has publicly claimed to purchase 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan for $402 million, aiming to enhance affordable housing in the area. While these claims have been widely reported, the exact details and confirmation of ownership are still subject to verification. So even ChatGPT is saying, like, that's not official. Whether Mayweather is saying it or not, ChatGPT is saying it's not official. That deal has not gone through.
Floyd Mayweather has publicly claimed ownership of numerous buildings in New York City, but recent investigations suggest these statements may have been exaggerated. Reports indicate that rather than fully owning these properties, Mayweather may have only secured partial stakes or minor investment shares in some of them. This revelation casts further doubt on the accuracy of his public statements and raises questions about whether his declarations of wealth are carefully curated narratives designed to maintain his high-rolling image rather than reflections of actual ownership.
What's the point of buying 62 buildings? You buy a couple...
No, 62 units, I think, right?
No, 62 units could be one building.
Yeah, it could be.
They got buildings with 90 units and
Yeah, it's
100
true.
and some units.
He has 62 multifamily units. That's what it says. So that's 62 buildings. Like you just said, it's probably
so
62
think about
buildings.
it.
Yeah.
If he has that, some of the buildings might not be in the best condition.
Right.
So knock it down and build, or knock, if they're side by side, knock both of them down. Don't renew
Right.
rents. Let them move out and then build a skyscraper.
Or if he makes commercial properties out of some of those.
Mayweather's consistent tendency to embellish his assets has only deepened the growing skepticism surrounding his business dealings. In a recent example of his flair for spectacle, he was seen traveling through Mexico in a heavily armored tank, a move that many saw as yet another attempt to dazzle the public with extravagant displays rather than showcase genuine financial power. This over-the-top presentation has fueled the perception that Mayweather is more invested in creating attention-grabbing moments than building legitimate, sustainable wealth.
Viva Mexico! See you now.
Floyd Mayweather's reputation as a luxury enthusiast is firmly established, especially through his sprawling collection of high-end vehicles. His social media accounts are a steady stream of posts flaunting his latest acquisitions, from limited edition sports cars to custom private jets. To many, Mayweather's lifestyle seems centered almost entirely around showcasing material success, a strategy that has simultaneously cemented his fame and invited scrutiny about the sustainability and depth of his financial empire.
When you're the best, you only deal with the best. So today, I purchased 3 vehicles. Give them the breakdown, Chadwick. Give them the...
2025 Cadillac Escalade V ESV. This is the supercharged motor version. But the best car you purchased is...
And what about this? I bought this today.
Brand new 2025 matte blue G63 AMG.
And let's walk down here. Check this out. Come. My new toy. Give me the breakdown.
This is a Bugatti Chiron Pure Sport. This is the most rare of all the Chirons ever produced. 1 of 60. This is a 1 of 1 spec. All of the whole body is carbon fiber exposed in blue, and it's been painted. You can see there's blue exposed carbon as you.
Beyond cars and jets, Mayweather's obsession with luxury extends to an astonishing collection of designer watches. He frequently shares photos of these timepieces across his social platforms, each one more extravagant than the last. His constant public displays of wealth continue to reinforce his identity as someone who thrives on opulence and status, though critics argue that this relentless focus on surface-level riches raises concerns about his priorities and financial stability.
I need you guys to watch me talk about my watches. Right here, I got 3 cases. And they're all full with watches. So when I travel, I like to take, if I'm going for 45 days, I like to take 45 watches with me. I like to have options. So everybody's always asking me, what's your favorite watch? Well, one of my favorite watch brands is Avi & Co. As you can see right here, I got this a few months back, and it's one of my favorite watches. One of the best brands in the world. That's just my personal opinion. I like the brand so much, I went and bought another watch just yesterday, Avi & Co. As you can see, Avi & Co. Now, let's talk about watches, let's talk about jewelry, let's talk about a few things. I need you guys to watch me talk about my watches. So we'll set this to the side. Now, we want to give the people an appetizer or something light. So we give you 2 appetizers, then we give you a main course. Just a few watches that I got while I travel. So check this out. We're gonna go here first. And of course the company is Avi & Co. Crazy company. Now I need you guys to come closer and check this out. So let me come give you guys a breakdown.
Mayweather's business ventures have often drawn sharp criticism for prioritizing personal profit over ethical considerations. His willingness to engage in questionable or legally ambiguous deals has raised serious doubts about the integrity of his financial strategies. Over time, many analysts and critics have pointed out that his tireless need to flaunt his wealth may ultimately be more of a liability than a true sign of success. The concern is that Mayweather's fixation on maintaining his image as a wealthy icon could be masking deeper financial mismanagement, with his social media bravado potentially overshadowing sound business principles.
It's like a $5 or $8 million 5-fight deal or something like that. You have to check the numbers, but he turned that down to start his own promotion. And when he was with HBO, he worked out that deal to do the 24/7, where you can see the behind the scenes. That was right around the time when reality TV was getting big. So you didn't have social media then. People began to build and know Floyd off of the 24/7. I can tell you right now, my wife even became a boxing fan from watching the 24/7s. So the timing of him becoming his own boss, which you're going to make.
Public perception of Mayweather's financial savvy continues to erode as more stories emerge about his questionable practices. Although he presents himself as a shrewd businessman, many now see him as someone chasing short-term gains at the expense of long-term security. His financial dealings, especially those involving close friends, business partners, and even fans, suggest that his empire may be more style than substance. As new controversies and unresolved legal disputes continue to surface, the once unshakable image of Mayweather as a financial juggernaut appears to be slowly crumbling in the eyes of the public.
Well, it turns out that the rumors were true, and Floyd Mayweather has been trapped in Dubai for the last 50 days. Gervonta Davis was the first to claim it. Now multiple insider sources have confirmed that he is in fact trapped in Dubai for a debt that has nothing to do with boxing. After doing a little digging, it seems that someone in his camp, while he was shopping for jewelry in Dubai, stole one of the pieces, got away with it, and then blocked all communication with Mayweather. Since then, Floyd has already paid for the jewelry, but they refuse to let him go until they get their piece back. And allegedly, this guy right here is the thief that started the
Floyd Mayweather's history is marked by frequent legal entanglements, many of which stem from financial missteps. Despite his tremendous earnings, he has served time in jail and has repeatedly acknowledged the complex relationship between his wealth and his personal freedom. His financial legacy is littered with accusations ranging from unpaid taxes to suspected scams. One particularly infamous episode reportedly involved Mayweather being temporarily detained in Dubai over unpaid debts related to luxury jewelry. These incidents collectively paint a troubling picture of a man whose pursuit of extravagance may have repeatedly pushed him into dangerous financial and legal territory.
AKA Ferrari F50. So 50's obviously going to take any chance that he can to troll Floyd Mayweather. And I don't know how accurate or true this is. 50 said it was true and then removed it off his Instagram like he sometimes does. He'll chime in on things and then remove it. But luckily for me, I know that he does that, so I screenshot everything that he posts. Just because, you know, he'll remove it and then it's hard to find it. I'm like, damn, it was up there. So just for like podcasts and just research purposes, I always screenshot them, have it on my phone. That way if it's removed, you know, it's like, hey, you know, he did post this. So what am I talking about? Let's go over this. 50 Cent has weighed in on a shocking claim in the ongoing spat between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis, saying he believes a belief that has allowed him to get in some digs of his own.
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for more updates, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. See you next time.